to another video. Now I'm still at GVE. I did not spend the night here. I've changed my clothes and I've had a shower, and the reason being is because the car was not ready yesterday, because I said, can you please do something a little bit more? Now I did mention it, but I loved the look when I saw it of the satin roof, that I said, why don't we do a little bit of the rear section and also do the wing as well. So they're nearly finishing up right now. I'm just playing a little game of pool as I'm waiting. But I can't wait to show you this because it's sunny finally today, so I can take it out the back and I can show you the car. So I'm going to see it in a second. So, had to take a look at this. Now I don't know much about the old Ferraris, and I know this isn't ridiculously old. I know it's a 430 Scud, but the reason why I want to show this on camera is because it actually looks amazing. Now I do like these cars, but this one is probably one of the best ones I've seen. I know it looks standard with like the stripe and everything like that, typical, but let's have a little bit of a look around, because just check out the amount of carbon on here, okay? So they're not allowing me inside, understandably, but carbon on the wing mirrors. Tell me if that's standard. I don't know if that is standard. Interior, we'll have a look in a second just through the window, but that's got carbon on the steering wheel, carbon everywhere on the whole intersection. But look at the engine bay. The engine bay is full carbon fiber all the way through there. They've even got a Ferrari badge in the middle there. It's pretty cool. And the rear section here is all carbon fiber as well. No, diffuser isn't, but this whole section is here. These are really nice. I didn't realize how good they are, and I know how good they sound. Oh, I couldn't miss a Ferrari. And speaking of missing a Ferrari, let's go and see something else quickly. So back inside now, and you guys know my 488 from before. This is with it gloss black. Obviously mine was wrapped down and back. I believe this one's for sale here at GV as well. But I haven't seen this spec before. Black with red calipers, but look at the interior. It's kind of like a cream, I don't know if it's crema interior. It's got red stitching on it. Nice little tint on the front window. But oh, I miss this car so much. I think for those of you who don't know, I did actually sell the car. I sold it because the 720S was coming, so I wanted to have the 720S and ideally the Aventador S at the same time. But that's the problem, which people on my Instagram will know. Follow me here. I posted a picture saying that I sold the 488. Reason being is because I need to now replace it with something, seeing as the 720 is gone. And the Performante is coming in about 2 months or so, roughly, I think it is, end of the year. I may delay it just slightly because, you know, the weather in England around about that time. But oh, I love the 488. I would say Spider, but not the right time of year. I really miss this car. Really miss it. So the car is done, essentially. And what we've got is, I've actually done something now a little bit extra where I've put satin, or this PPF, on the wing as well. So it's going to give it a different look. Obviously we know that the roof section's got it as well. So the whole roof section here. And I've kind of extended the PPF, the stealth PPF, to this section here as well, because I think it kind of gives it an overall look. We'll get all the nice shots afterwards when I've stopped blabbering on. But I think it looks so good. Honestly, a word to GVE with their whole PPF section. Just take a look at this front so you can understand exactly what I'm talking about. When you take a look at the front of the car, the best thing to tell how PPF is a good job is, can you even see it? And look at this. There's no bumps, there's nothing. Unless you go right down to the corners, you can see where they've actually joined it. But this has just been done. So they said that it takes about a week or so until it kind of just fills into the car, and then it looks even better. But right now, it's amazing. They spent a lot of time. I think they've done like a 4 or 5 stage detail on this. So all around the car, I saw how many swirl marks they had. We'll try and chuck a picture in there so you can see as well. But it looks amazing. And then they put a G-Technic kind of, I think it's called G-Technic or something, on the bits that aren't PPF'd on the rear section. Just so it means that the paint's going to be still protected once they've done that whole correction that they've done. So only thing that's left is, of course, me doing the tints on the windows, and then the bit that I talked about in the last video, which was the whole kind of wrapping section at the back. Sorry, the light's like blinding me slightly, but amazing. I love the way it looks. I think it's so important when you've got a nice car like this that you spend time to actually make the paint look amazing, because it changes the look of the car, and I'm not the best on keeping my cars clean. So the PPF will help with that. But let me know what you guys think. Let's see the satin bits up close now. So, one thing I forgot to do, which I told you I was going to do, is show you around the car and actually talk about what spec I got my Aventador S in. A lot of people have been asking about spec, they've been asking about price, they've been asking about lots of things. So let me start with the spec. First things first, the wheels. So these are the SV wheels, as you call them. That's not their actual name, but the SV wheels have the center lock, which is in this kind of dark red color. I was really worried actually initially because the dark red on the center locks don't match the brakes themselves. So I was worried that it kind of would look odd, but it's turned out amazing. So it looks so nice. But I love these wheels, the SV wheels. You can get them in different colors, as people have asked me, not just black, but I wanted to do that because I think the center locks really stand out. Walking around the car as well, I didn't get any of the carbon bits, which you can do, which are on the raised bits and on the bottom there, like the kind of surrounding kit. Reason being is because I maybe had plans to do something with it, but at the same time, when you've got a black car and you put carbon on it, it doesn't always stand out that much. So I left that off. I did go carbon in the interior, but we'll see that in a second. Again, the wheels around the front as well, the same thing here. You guys know the main difference on the S that's changed is down on the front here, they've got like this, it's again like an open SV. So down here, this is kind of opened up, and then they've got these little fins there as well. I didn't go for any of the exterior carbon as well. I thought that it wouldn't make any difference, and plus, knowing me and the way I drive, I'm gonna hit this thing. So going round as well, I did get front parking sensors and rear parking sensors with the camera because you have to have it with this car, you can't see anything otherwise. But that's pretty much it. I'm just loving this roof. I just keep looking at it. It looks better and better every time I see it. And yeah, but that's pretty much on the outside. I think the only thing was that you could have got, which is different, is the glass slats. So that's an option to choose the glass slats. Otherwise it comes with this kind of plasticky standard slats, but I wanted the glass so you can see through and you can see the engine bay. So let's jump inside. So, interior. This is my favorite part of the car. Obviously you spend most of the time with it and this is what you see as the driver. But what I did was, and I changed this actually because I didn't realize that you could do it. On the seats over here, you can probably see that it's got this kind of red line that goes all the way around the seats. So what I did was, is that originally I had the old seats or the old Aventador seats, but on the new Aventador S, you can have this kind of trim that goes all the way around. The problem is, when you do that, the seats kind of come pre-fit in terms of their design, which means you have to have diamond stitching in the color of what the seat is. Now I didn't want that because I think it shows it too much. So what I did was, is I did a kind of ad personam request, which was gonna delay the class slightly, but it was fine, to get the seating stitching in black just on the diamond section so you don't see it. And of course, I went for Alcantara because I love Alcantara, but I think in Lamborghini they use suede. You guys know about the steering wheel already. That was not standard. That is the thing that you can see in the previous video, which I'll put over there at the top. But I've gone for the carbon center on the steering wheel and then this suede on the outside, which some people refer to as a towel. So, I don't know, it was a very expensive towel. But anyway, what else? Full interior carbon package. That is essential for this car. It's got the full surround around the display up there. The whole center console as well has got it as well. And then it's also got it on the exterior here. So you can't see this, but we'll show you in a second. But this whole thing is carbon, and also it's got the Aventador thing here, which it says, but the cool thing about the new Aventador S is you can have the lighting package. So I love this. So at night time, when you open the door, the Aventador is kind of lit up. So it looks really, really good. I've seen some cars that got like a puddle light, which chucks it down from somewhere underneath here. I might get that added if I can. But otherwise, that's pretty much on the interior. I didn't go for carbon backs on the seats because you don't see them in this car at all. What else? Yeah, on the headlining as well. I don't know if you can kind of see, it's got like this red line that goes through there. That comes with the option when you pick the seats. But I love this interior. But let's stop talking about what the car looks like and let me take it for a drive. I have only done 300 miles, I think, on it so far, so I'm still essentially running it in. But I'm going to give you my full verdict when we go for a drive right now. Okay, so because I'm obviously a car YouTuber now, what I've got to do is I've got to take it and drive it through some sort of like a drive-through, like a McDonald's or
no,
like
Anish.
Yeah.
No, we can't do that. We got to go on a drive instead, show the car and stuff.
Yeah, but everybody else does this on YouTube. Like they just go to drive-through and things.
But do you really want to do that?
Not really. So I think it's just better if we actually like drive it and show people what the car's like.
Yeah, let's just go show them what the car's like.
Okay, let's do that. Let's re-record. Okay, so now it's time to take it for a drive, show you guys what it's actually like, and tell you what I genuinely think about the car. Let's do it. So there's one way to sum up this car, and it's this. I love this. the speed limit and then I stop. Don't worry, I'm not speeding on public roads. But oh, I love this car so much. Okay guys, so I'm not going to go over all the boring stuff and tell you about all the specs and too much, because you know what it is. There's so many videos out there who will say it way better than me and will know every single detail. I'm just going to tell you about the main points and the main things that you feel the biggest difference between this and the previous Aventador. There's this button here, and we'll show you in a second. It's called like an ego button. All it means is that you can put the car ride in whatever you want. You can put the car performance level in whatever you want. So what I've done in ego mode is had it in like Corsa mode, so it's the most aggressive on the acceleration and on the gear change. But I've put it in for the handling in like the comfiest mode, which is Strada, so that it's so like it's not as bumpy. Look, this car is not the smoothest car in the world. It's probably not the most practical in terms of how you can see out like other cars. Like my 488 was so easy to drive, but I just cannot express how much like driving feel it gives you, which other cars don't. This car is, and look, that's the prime example of what I've just been driving there. The gearbox is the old gearbox, so it's not got this dual clutch, so it's not got a double clutch system. It means that the gear is not prepared before you, so you feel it as it changes. And I'm in automatic in Strada mode right now, trying to make the least noise as possible, and it's kind of just jerking me a little bit. No, I shouldn't say that, because jerking sounds wrong, but it's giving me like a little bit of a this every time that it kind of changes gear. So not perfect, but it doesn't matter. And it's really weird that it doesn't matter, because the feel, the noise, the new four-wheel steering from the back. So when you change this into Corsa mode, you can actually, if you're changing it while you're driving, you can suddenly feel the steering change. And that steering change is, it's almost like you feel like you're actually steering the rear wheels, so that when you turn into a corner or you're making more of a movement with the car, you feel it move in that direction a lot quicker. Yes, the car is four-wheel drive. All the cars that I've owned before, 458, 488, all the other ones have all been two-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive cars. So I know that's a big difference that I'm going to feel anyway. But like I said, the one thing I just cannot get across enough is how the car makes you feel. And it's honestly what supercars are about. It's what, look, put it like this. Most people say that I don't have much emotion, that I don't smile that much. There's a reason for that, and we'll talk about it in an upcoming video. But this car makes me smile. Probably more than food, probably more than McDonald's. It does everything that you want from a supercar. And that's why I honestly struggle to get out of the car. It's comfortable to the point where you can drive it around. I don't know about road trips, we'll see. But it doesn't matter. And it's just, it does not matter about these little things. So look, the verdict is we're going to drive some more, but you know, and you can tell hopefully that I genuinely love this car, and I'm so excited for what's coming next. I'm thinking about ordering the Roadster, just because this with the roof off would be even better, and I think you can get it around about May time next year, so get something quite early. But otherwise, you know that the Performante is also coming as well, so I'm really excited about that, because I know people who have Aventadors and Aventador S's who've turned around and said that the Performante is actually the best car that they've driven. So I'm really excited about that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm just going to keep driving because I haven't driven this car since I've been traveling, and we're going to get a few more shots of me just enjoying the car. I hope that came out.
Yeah.
I hope that came out on camera.
Oh, it definitely did.
Okay guys, so enough of me blabbering on about how much I love it. You guys can tell I love it so much. You heard the noise as well. It honestly never gets old. Me and Blue just sitting in the car, just downshifting the whole time. I'm not pushing the car too hard because of course it is still new and I'm still breaking it in. I think it's roughly about 600 miles, but I'm at 400 or just crossing over 400. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Big shout out to GV Detailing. Honestly, they've done an amazing job on the car. I'm actually gonna take it in next week and just get the tints done. And then, like I keep saying, it's gonna go to, of course, Yanimai's. You know Yanni's a good friend, so I gotta take it there. And make sure you comment below and tell me what I should be doing on the car, because once it goes in and it's finalized, that's it, it's done. But I know people are gonna say things like lines around the car and other stuff. So I have this little idea in my head. I want it to look unique. So if anybody's got any really cool, unique ideas, please let me know. And I'd love to do it. Hopefully if you guys come up with one, then we can come up with something cool. But do the whole usual, like, subscribe, all the other bits. I hope you saw a bit more emotion from me from this video. That's because I have this car to do it with. So maybe I'm gonna be smiling a lot more. I will see you in the next video. Bye.